Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Our Struggle. Disclaimer, I just want to apologize for the long amount of time between this episode and the last. I've been procrastinating like a motherfucker. I've had lots of work to do and I've been doing a lot of other projects. As you may have seen by my recent uploads, I went to Anime NYC, I went to the studio. Overall, I'm doing a lot of things at one time. But here we are, finally finding the time to get around to do this episode of Our Struggle. This episode will be Our Struggle Post-High School. Let's just get right back into it. Of course, if you want to participate in the next Our Struggle video, join my Discord server. The link will be in the description below. So for this episode, we only got 8 responses, so I'd say it's rather rapid fire this time around. And keep it short and sweet. Alright, so first things first, let's shout out the people who participated. Shout out to Mr. President, Scourge Bliss the First, Juan, Mike Been Trappin', Rich, Christian, and the remaining 2 who stayed anonymous. So clear-cut indicator of who my audience really is, all 8 of my responses are in the graduation class between 2017 and 2021. So we're all pretty close in age. First question, describe your high school experience. It was okay. It had many ups and downs. Sometimes it felt like there were more downs than ups, but it got better with time. COVID killed me though, not gonna lie. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. Very bland and dreadful. My high school experience was to me my biggest point of change. It started off as me growing past my immaturities from middle school to becoming someone brand new. I'm happy to have had good influence around me and a more developed way of perceiving life. All of that in the span of 4 years. Mid as fuck, the school I went to was clickbait. Went to go for technology, never got a computer class my whole time at that school. Growing up, I thought my high school experience was gonna be like Zoe 101, lol. Sucked. I love the people I met, but the experience itself when it comes to classes are terrible and don't prepare people for the real world. Enjoyable, if not a little confusing at times. Fun until senior year. Alright, next question. Do or did you go to college or trade school? 5 of you say yes, you are in college. 3 of you say no. Do you miss high school? 7 of you say no, and only 1 of you admit that you do. Next question. What did you imagine life was going to be like after graduating? I imagined it to be a little harder than it is now. All of the things that happened during COVID made it a little easier so I can stay home. But when things return post-COVID, it'll be how I imagined it. Having to go outside for everything, in-person classes instead of home, etc. Being miserable in college. I imagined I'd find myself head deep into a craft, building upon what I started in high school. This was something I thought pre-COVID. If I knew something like this would have happened, I'd say I would imagine myself doing what I'm doing now, focusing on getting money. Straight grinding, great right after. Being detonated to college and knowing what I was going to do for a career. I assumed college would be a straight path similar to high school, but the larger school environment, combined with the short semesters and the somewhat disappointed teachers, resulted in a noticeable downtick in my skill level. Easy, sadly. Next question. Do you feel like you were prepared for life after graduating? No, life skills need to be taught in the public school system because life doesn't wait after you graduate. It hits you literally the day after you get your diploma. Not at all. For a time I thought I was. After living in it for a year now, I can tell I wasn't. My main reason for that is just my overall lack of discipline. Yes, always had opportunities to make money and a living for myself before I even graduated. Yeah, but nothing high school taught me. Not at all. I knew I wasn't prepared to begin with, however I think I adapted well. Not one bit. Next question. How has the transition out of high school affected your mental state? Yes, I've been able to cope, but the fact that I have to do literally everything on my own has taken a toll on me. The things your parents used to cover is now like your responsibilities, so it gets overwhelming. Leaving high school left me with a lot more questions than answers after I graduated. My transition out of high school honestly feels liberating. After leaving, I lost my anxiousness and negative cognition. Definitely for the better. Not having the stress of learning pointless things for a grade is a breath of fresh air. Miss seeing my friends as often as I used to though. It was good, but then it slowly surely deteriorated. I enjoyed the freedom of the real world. However, I became very aware of the fact that many friendships existed simply due to being in the same place every day. It made me have a genuine anger towards a lot of people. And final question to cap it off, what do you want to do with your life? One of you say, I want to be a high school teacher and maybe someday run for office. One of you say, be a #1 streaming artist. One of you say, live. And the rest of you say, you don't know. Alright, so what is an hour struggle video if I don't take the test myself? You already know the deal. I'm going to take this and we're going to review it. Alright, now that I've taken the test, let's go through it. What is your name? Nefarious Vigilante. Subscribe. Your graduation class. I am graduation class of 2020. Describe your high school experience. I'd say it was a bit of a blur. So freshman year was pretty fun, you know, ignorance is bliss. I'm still practically a little kid. Sophomore year is when I got into my little mental health or mental illness journey, which however way you want to put it. That's when shit started to take a turn. Junior year put hair on my chest. In senior year, I was barely around. I was practically a ghost. Do or did you go to college or trade school? And I am planning to. I did my first semester, but that was like right in the midst of early COVID, and I just wasn't having it doing straight online classes. I do plan on coming back for in-person classes, but we'll see how that goes. Do you miss high school? Absolutely the fuck not. I am so glad that I am out of that. What did you imagine life was going to be like after graduating? I thought I would just get a job somewhere or be a really big YouTuber, and I was partially correct. I did get a job, not so much a big YouTuber, but we're working there. Do you feel like you were prepared for life after graduating? Absolutely not. I remember requesting to be taught to learn how to do my taxes in school, and the teacher just straight up fucking ignored me. Like, there were so many things that high school should have prepared me for that they just didn't. How has the transition out of high school affected your mental state? It was like a weight lifted off of my chest. I absolutely hated, by the time it was senior year, it was evident because I mentioned that I was practically a ghost. I hated the committal. I hated the committal to come to school every day, knowing damn well I could come like 2 days of the week, complete all of the work, and still pass with a decent grade. Getting high grades didn't mean any much more to my chances in getting whatever college, because who says I would even go to that college? What do you want to do with your life? Well, to be quite frankly, I will chase the bag in any way possible. I'm working a job and I have multiple side hustles that are going to make me my money. Do I plan on going to college? Yes, but I do not value it as an absolute necessity to make money, and why wait for college when I can start now? And yeah, that'll be the video. Thank you for watching. This has been Our Struggle. I am your host, Nefarious Vigilante, and yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Join my Discord server if you want to participate. Have a good one.
I'm a bit fast like Verizon. I got long hair look like Isaac, and I punch like a Mike Tyson. That was a lie. I'm throwing kicks to a nigga face, got the wrong Mikey. Second guess if you really want to fight me. Got my gang when we fighting real grimy. Punch your jungle, we need CID.